Let's go. Howdy guys, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, for you today I have a final reveal for a build that I had to finish up on. I think I started this thing probably about eight or 9 months ago. And I made about two to three videos on it. It's a 1971 Hasegawa Shinmeiwa PS-1 flying boat. I finished this last evening. I was looking at it a while ago, and I said, well, I'm going to finish this thing up. This has got to be done before I go any further. So I finally got it all done. And so I can be able to hang this thing up over there, right next to the Mars. And the short southern will go up next. I have the final reveal for that for you tomorrow, fellas, on the short southern flying boat. I had to work extra yesterday, and I just got to work today. Tomorrow is Labor Day, and I got to work. So tonight I could probably finish up my short southern this evening and post a video tomorrow and get off work for the final reveal. But this is done, and I'm glad and I'm happy it's finished. And it's a beautiful looking flying boat. And I've got some little bad news on my side. I busted my camera. Right now I'm using my webcam up here, my other one. I got two cameras, one built in my computer. I got the webcam that's hanging above it. It's not as good as this one. And so what I'm going to do is go down there and buy me another camera. And like Forrest Gump says, doo-doo happens. There's a bloody shame that I got busted like I did, but I was clumsy. I got up this morning, had some coffee, and I tripped over the trash can. The trash can hit the camera went boom, hit that deck, and I heard a book. I said, oh boy, that don't sound good. It's foobar. Piston's okay. So we kind of excuse the format of everything. It has a lot more better clarity than the one built on the computer, because I think it is high definition, I believe, in a way. So no further ado, we're going to take a close-up of the PS-1, and I'll discuss its history and the aircraft itself as we spin around on the Lazy Susan. There she is. And this camera, there you go, right there is perfect. Okay. I just finished this last night. It's all done. This is the Hasegawa 1971 PS-1 flying boat. And I bought this FW Woolworths back in 1971. I was in the Navy. That's why I always bought my kits all the time, Woolworths. Because Woolworths, little small department stores, they don't exist no more, guys. Old fuds like me remember them because we used to shop there all the time. And they had a great selection of models. That's why I first ran into Hasegawa. They had a lot of my first Hasegawa I bought was SOC3 Curtis SOC3 Seagull, and it cost 49 cents. This here cost about $8. So for $8, what you see is what you get. Now this model goes together quite well, but there's a lot of masking done on it, and it's got to be clean. When you build, you got to build it clean. You can't have no overspray on it or nothing, because it's a clean aircraft. Now I've seen a lot of pictures of these on the internet, and they're immaculate. There's no wear of anything. The kit gives you a good feature. It gives you these flaps. They work very well. And you got the MAD boom, the MAD. It comes out, I think it does. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, pull this out more, guys, so you can see it. It comes out. And that's about the only thing that's opera on that. I don't understand the working parts on these things, but the Japanese are always pretty great on on making operational features. There, that's perfect. It's a lot better than it was. Let's get the full fidelity of the aircraft. You got to excuse everything here, fellas. This is the camera so I got until I get another camera next week. So I finish this up. I'm going to hang this up. The PS-1 came out in 1964. It was on the drawing board. And they made a lot of mock-up models of it. A wind tunnel test. And by 1967 and 1968, these things were in production. The Japanese Navy used these exclusively. And they're still used today as the SS-2s. The only difference between the SS-2s is the undercarriage. The undercarriage here is retractable. It turns around and it goes right into there. Now the SS-2 is like a Herky-Bird on the C-133 Cargo Master. It's got a big old bulbous kind of a house. Looks like a bulbous fairing. The landing gear just folds right into it. It looks like a resemblance of a Herky-Bird. It's precisely like a Herky-Bird. So the SS-2 has that feature. You can still use today in Japan. I think they're retiring it right now. I'm not too certain. I knew nothing of this till I bought this model back in 1971. I looked at that and said, man, that's a hell of a flying boat. I've never seen one of them before. And they were in service, because I've seen one before. We're back to Westpac. We steamed all the way from San Diego. We took off towards the Philippines. And we stopped in the Philippines for about a couple of weeks for overall painting, for side cleaners. And that was our home port at the time. And we steamed out to Japan, up to Yokosuka, Japan. And I've seen a lot of these flying around. And they're an amazing airplane. I want to tell you something. These Japanese that designed this, they got their game together and made this one. This thing here is designed to withstand heavy seas with waves 13, 15 feet high and rough, favorable typhoon conditions in a sense. Not too great, but pretty close to it. Really windy, big choppy seas. And the best feature this thing's got, what has over us, and all flying boats in general, is underneath the hull, right here. It is a suppressed underbelly right here. Because most flying boats, when you hit the water, all that water comes out this way. Sometimes it gets the engines, you can foul your engines. Then we start using the spray guards inside the nacelles to keep the water going inside the cylinder heads. But the Japanese were smart. It's kind of like a recess, like a channel that fits underneath the hull right here. It's like a channel. It's V-shaped like this. Well, a lot of water goes inside this way. It comes down this way, and it sprays out. So the water more or less comes out this way instead of going up this way, which is a very smart feature. Now, it don't take very much for this thing to get off the ground. Like I say, 13, 14, 15-foot waves. When you throttle up this thing, drop them flaps, this thing will go probably less than 300, 400 feet. This thing would be airborne. That quick. I mean, that quick. It can land real fast in a short distance and everything. This is a beautiful airplane. I believe there's a Len of Chancellor's, North Wales. I think he built one of these for the seaplane group build we had going on about 6 or 7 years ago. And he had it hanging up in the ceiling like this is going to go up. So he did a pretty good job at his, very good job. And like I say, there's difficulties in building this. You got to be very careful when you build these things. Especially right here, there's looks like there's some kind of an exhaust system that fits across here. I don't know what it is. There's a plate that fits across here like that. It leaves a hideous seam. I had to wet sand that out before using filler. And I used filler and got it done. So you make sure that thing is really fared in right there, and be quite certain that these details don't get fouled up with sanding or painting. And the pesky cockpit is something else too, because it comes in halves. So thank God this thing is all white above here to get rid of that nasty seam. So I had to wet sand that seam so it disappears. Then I had to mask everything on here. You see here on there, it's all masked out. I got a pilot in there too, as you can see. This is a very fascinating airplane. And if you got one of these just stash, build it. You'll never regret it. It's a beautiful plane. And it goes very well with all flying boats in mind. I compared this next to my Martin Mars in the short Southern flying boat. The Mars dwarfs these things. These things are big airplanes. The PS-1 is a big airplane. In scale, 1/72 scale is 1 inch equals 6 feet. The average man is about 5 feet. So I imagine the guy's probably about this tall. That tall. I showed you how tall a man is in this thing. But up to the Mars, whew, it's huge. Mars still is, without doubt, one of the biggest planes there is. And I put my PB2i Coronado up against it, also my short Sunderland, and my Mariner. It's big, real big. Mr. Big did a good job on the Martin Mars. And the Shinmeiwa Aircraft Company did a wonderful job this year flying boat. It's a different kind of a flying boat, guys, but it's beautiful. I like the way it's a very beautiful flyer. And it goes together very well, but you got to be careful when you build this thing. I think this movie parts there. I think the rudder moves on this thing. Yeah, it does. I knew there was another feature somewhere. That's about it. So if you got one in your stash, build it. If you don't, well, where you're going to get these guys is probably from eBay or a vendor at a model show you go to. So eBay is probably your best chance. Just got to put a search engine in for it, you'll probably find it in there. How much they cost there, I don't know. But $8 was quite costly for this back in those days. So you want to make no mistakes in building these things. That about does it. I should have the final reveal for the short Southern flying boat tomorrow. I got to work tomorrow. Tonight, I'll have it all finished tonight. I just got bombs and a few parts to put on there and props and everything. And the dorsal turret's got to be attached. I'd like to thank the gentleman on my short Southern flying boat on the video that I done. It's number 2, I think it was video 2, or yeah, number 2. And the yellowing on my fuselage right here was yellow, and by keeping out the sunlight out there will get rid of it. It looks like it's starting to disappear a little bit too. You know, I've been sitting next to the window a little bit, and so I'll keep it there and let the sunshine hit it for a couple of days. It may just get rid of it. And thank you very much for that tip. I never thought about that. Never realized that until you mentioned it, but I know what the sun can do to plastic. I had a yellow plane one time. I think it was a yellow S&J trainer. It was a Hawk 1/72 scale, a little bitty job. And I painted it yellow. And I kept it in the window of the windowsill when I was out in California, and the sun was beating on it. For about a year, that thing's going to turn orange. So the sun has its way of bleaching things out. Same thing on the real aircraft that bleaches out paints. So that does it right there for the PS-1 flying boat, fellas. And we're going to take the video to me and finish up the video here. Okay, guys, here I am. Starting to look airplane-y back here. I'm working on a 1/72 scale Lancaster by Airfix. I think the second release they did. Airfix did 3 releases of the Lancasters. They did what we know today, which is beautiful, all retooling and engineered. Of course, you're looking at something that's 50 years more than what they had before, so you got to get a lot more detail, more authenticity. But the second the release of the Airfix Lancaster is pretty good. It's not bad. It's a good kit. I've been toying with it last night. Got the fuselage all taped down and everything. It's not glued yet. I didn't even glue these on. These come off. And I got the wings. All the other wings got to go in like so. Very good. I could finish these wings and glue them in last. It's a good kit. It really is. I'm enjoying it. So I'll do a little field following with that tonight. Now as I get going on the 40 swordfish and get her all finished up, getting the wing attached on there, get a few parts, and do some rigging on it. Should be probably done. If I have a review for that, probably one day next week. I'm debating about working on that 1/48 scale. I just got this out of storage. I made an inbox video with this. I think I've done this, what, about 5-6 years ago? I think that's about what it was. I did a video of it. This is a 1/4" Tamiya. This is a very beautiful kit. This is the clear version. On the clear version is, they give you clear fuselage halves. There's this kit's option. I'm glad they did this. You have a clear fuselage, you can see the interior details. Or if you elect not to, you go to the second option. They give you another fuselage that's not. So the choice is yours, and the wings are optional too. They'd be folded, as shown here on the test shots, or it can be extended like this on the color. About the parts of this kit. This thing looks like a very nice kit to work on. And I've been working on my Westland wallets too. I'm going to work on this a little bit. I got a lot of the details in there, all painted. Got a wash on there and everything. Still got to do if I close it up. Working on that. So I got about 1, 2, 3. I got about 4 working on at a time. If I get that short cylinder done, I have 3. If I get that swordfish done, I'll have 2 left to work on. Okay, that about does it, fellas. I can't post any pictures. My camera's dead. It's a dead duck. I can make videos all I want to with this here camera up here. I can go forever on this camera. And when it comes to posting pictures, I can't do it. But I have one of these phones. My brother, before he left, he gave me one of. He gave me an iPad. I know nothing of these things. There's internet in it and everything like that. There's a camera in this thing too. He told me you can take pictures and post them anywhere like everybody else does. This is like all it is a computer that's miniaturized that fits your hand. Guys, I'm an early 20th century man. I know nothing of these things. It don't make me stupid, but I get by all my life with this, without this, so why should I need one now? But I will, if I have to post any pictures, I'll try to figure something out how to get pictures posted. So that's that for there. Okay, that's about what's shaking in the Day household. So this is conclusion of the final reveal for the 1971 Hasegawa PS-1 stove flying boat. So like I said during the review, if anybody has one in your stash, build it. I encourage you to do so. You'll find it's a very recorded kit to build and very enjoyable to build. And it's different. It'll make a good companion next to your Martin Mars, your Coronado, my Porcupine, my Mariner, and whatever flying boat you got out there. So if you can't have one in your stash, you want to buy one. Like I say, eBay's not the only way to get it, guys. There's nothing eBay does not have. Somebody's got one of these stashed somewhere that says, I'm not going to build this thing. I'm going to put it on eBay and sell it. And that's what they do. And so go there if you need anything like that. In other words, unless Hasegawa decides to re-release it again, which I heard nothing of them doing it again. But yeah. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Day signing up for Frankie Day Models. And I'd like to thank everybody out there, especially our new subscribers, for your wonderful comments and candor. You don't know how much I appreciate these things. I appreciate these very much. I never knew I had such a host of great people that care for me. And I care for you guys. We're like I say, we're a family here, and we got to take care of each other the best way we can. And this whole world's getting crazy every day. And well, I know one thing, we're not nuts. And if the whole world would sit down and do like we do, build models, enjoy everything, it'd be a better world we live in. But unfortunately, it don't work that way. But it works this way. It works for us. It works for me. And God love you guys. I thank you very much for everything. And make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Watch your surroundings. Spend wisely. Take care of yourself. Buy a model like Stu Avery says at Stewart's Models. Get kid crazy. And just enjoy. That's what it is. Everything's made for the living, fellas. You've got to enjoy everything you have because, like, you never know. So, enjoy. It's Frankie Day signing off with Frankie Day Models. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you on the final reveal for the short submarine flying boat. And getting out here right now. Okay, boys. We'll catch you later, guys. God love you, fellas.